Welcome to Thriver TV, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. What does it feel like to date a narcissist? Heady, exciting, intoxicating. That's before being healed up, of course. How does all of your sensibility go out the window? Why does it feel like you're on the Love Train Express on a one-way track, even though you sense that there's something terribly dangerous about this? Don't real people show up as loving and genuine and trustworthy and caring as well as the way narcissists show up? You bet they do. And in today's Thriver TV episode, I'm going to explain to you what dating a narcissist is like, as well as what it's like to date a decent, loving and genuine person who is showing up interested in you and attentive towards you, as well as how you can put this all to the test. All right, so before we get started, thank you everyone who's subscribed to my channel and for supporting the Thriver mission. And if you haven't yet subscribed, I want to remind you to please do. And if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. All right, let this really fun and important episode begin. Okay, so the feelings of dating a narcissist when we don't know what goes on with the narcissist and us when love bombing happens. Let's have a look at the narcissist maneuver. This is what's going on here. The narcissist is thinking, I'm going to try to hook up with this person. I'm going to ask questions. I'll find out what they're looking for and what they feel hurt about in their past. In other words, what makes them tick. Then I'm going to appear to care deeply about them and be everything that they've been looking for. So the unsuspecting target's feelings is, oh my God, this is the person I've been dreaming about, visualizing about, and putting up on my vision board. He or she has arrived. Back to the narcissist maneuver. I know this person is trusting and believes me. Now I'm going to snare this person quickly. I'll take over their heart. I'm going to infiltrate their body, soul, and life. And heck, I'll even connect financially with them as soon as they allow me to. So to get them to give me the key to the fortress, I'll make them think that I'm taking my time and I've got great respect for them. That is, if sex and chemistry doesn't get the better of them. The unsuspecting target's feelings is theirs. Oh my God, this person is everything I've ever wanted. I'm so attracted to him or her, and he or she is sweet and considerate. This is it. This is my beloved. There's no point wasting time. I know he, she is the real deal and would never hurt me. I'm in. Now, mind you, we all know this. This is the truth. This person's intuition, their inner being, is dinging warning bells. That's what our inner being does. Yet that niggly feeling is pushed aside by the over-enthusiastic, reckless neediness to enmesh. Then the narcissist maneuver is this. I'm so high on new narcissistic supply that I'm getting off on this. And I know this person thinks we're crazily in love. I'm just enjoying my drug, really. The unsuspecting target's feelings, again, is, oh my God, I feel so in love and attracted to this person. I can't even see straight. I remember I actually said that to narcissist number one. I'm so in love, I can't even see straight. Okay, so that in a nutshell is a classic narcissistic love bomb. It's no more complicated than that. All it is, this is it. Find out what a person craves and pretend to be it. This is why narcissists get new supply in the time it takes to boil an egg, because it's really quite easy to do. So the odd person within this community has reported that they didn't fall head over heels when love bombed. They didn't feel that big chemical reaction to the narcissist. Lots of us did, some people didn't. Yet they still got hooked in because of some neediness within, like, I'll be on my own if I don't accept this person. Maybe somebody better is not going to show up. Or this person has the contacts, intelligence, wisdom, spirituality, money, or lifestyle that I need to be happy, whole, and safe. It's going to be something. And the list can go on and on and on. It's a really hard pill to swallow, especially when you believe it's about love. The connections with a narcissist are dual interior subconscious games of neediness and supply. The narcissist needs significance in somebody else's energy to survive. They need narcissistic supply. And we need what is missing in ourselves and our lives to try to feel whole. So hence why our connection with a narcissist ends up being as painful as anybody's relationship is with a drug dependency that's killing them. And we don't believe that there's any other option other than the narcissist, who originally appeared as our savior to ourselves, until we realize that our entire lesson with narcissists is to let go, detach, turn inwards, heal, and become a full source to self. The narcissist who will never become a source to self believes that people are just objects and that they are dispensable sources when necessary that can be mined from virtually anywhere. And it's true, there are many unhealed people who feel empty about something on the inside. They're the narcissist targets. Let's have a look at dating fearlessly. Please hear me when I say to you, it is so not true that it will never be safe for you to date because narcissists are everywhere. Yes, narcissists are everywhere. That's totally true. And so are great people who you can have healthy, fulfilling relationships with. Your future relationships are never about what other people are or aren't doing. Oh gosh, I promise you this is the truth. Rather, they're about who you are being. Beingness is not something you can just logically decide. It's the work you do inside yourself to heal so that you can show up not caring who other people are, because you know who you are, what your values are, and how powerfully and not needily you can take your time to get to know people and put yourself and them to the test. I really want you to discard the ridiculous romantic notion that love is all about being swept off your feet into an instant relationship. Fairy tales, sitcoms, novels, plays, advertising, and blockbuster movies have made us believe this. But truly, if you want to be safe, healthy, and happy, then you need to grow the heck up, as I did too, and take your time when dating. If you can do that, if you can take your time, you are going to have narcissistic repellent working powerfully in your favor from the get-go. Narcissists hate to take time. They need narcissistic supply to survive like yesterday. If you can get it through to yourself to take your sweet time to get to know somebody, rather than be like my previous self who used to put more thought into buying a pair of shoes than I did into choosing a relationship, then watch on, because we're not going to leave any stone unturned. So let's have a look at your criteria to not fall for the love bomb. I want you to ask yourself these following questions. Is your life whole enough as a single person to not need a relationship to feel happy and have a fulfilling life? Do you feel like you are established as your own generative source of love, acceptance, survival, and security, and no longer feel like an empty, broken child in an adult's body looking for a partner to be a pseudo-parent for you? And I know this is such a tough question, and one I want you to get really honest with yourself about, because it is nobody else's responsibility to give you your happiness in life. It is yours. Next question. Are you healed beyond the beliefs? All the good ones are gone. I have to accept whoever turns up because there may not be another. And if I have a connection of whatever it is with somebody, I may never experience that with somebody else again. Are you healed and truly over the trauma of your past relationships? Are you very clear on what you will and won't accept, and so will not compromise yourself because of the neediness and feelings of lack? Are you prepared to ask for what you need and want? And will you respectfully, without resentment, walk away if this person does not meet your values and truth, and accept that they are just not a match for you, regardless of what stage the relationship is at? Have you evolved past the beliefs on going on dates with the wrong people is annoying, terrible, disappointing, and a waste of time? Are you healed beyond capitulating to other people's demands, even if it means you lose this person? Are you able to accept somebody's discarding you because you didn't go along with their version of dating, such as having sex too soon, without blaming yourself and wondering what is wrong with you? Do you now accept that what comes up via dating grants you the perfect opportunity to heal beliefs and release even more trauma, show up in truth with healthy boundaries, and become an even greater generative force of your true healthy self to create true healthy love? I promise you, I used to be a no in all these areas. Today, I am a whopping great yes, because I know not just healthy love depends on it. My life literally does. And I worked my butt off with the inner work to get myself there. Okay, so I'd love you to be honest and share with the entire community below. You might need to go to the blog transcript to really think about this. How many do you score a yes with out of these 10 questions that I just asked you? Okay, rate yourself and score your rating below. I promise you this, until you stop dating, trying to find somebody to heal you, or deciding that you could never date again ever because you're too broken, and instead heal yourself in your key inner areas to become whole, not only will you date effectively, you will have a total blast doing it, no matter how many narcs you initially come across. And I also promise you that once the quantum mechanics of life, of so within, so without, get clear that you are solid within and taking wonderful and powerful care of the sovereignty of your soul, the seas will part, the narcs will all get washed away, and great people will start flowing towards you. Before then, you will be susceptible to a love-bombing narcissist. If you are starving or dying of thirst, you will eat crap on a stick or drink your own urine if you have to. With a narcissist who was originally wrapped in glamour, you'll see that when the mask falls, you'll be left with the chilling truth of who they really are. The total solution is to heal you. Then you will never accept that again, and you won't put yourself in a position to even start a narcissistic relationship. When you heal, you will put as much thought, time, diligence, and care into relationship decision as you would any other impactful life decision, even more so, and certainly more than purchasing a pair of shoes. Okay, so what's the difference between love bombing and real healthy attention and consideration? I love in my own life that I get to have so many experiences, not just for myself, but for this community. And sometimes I feel a bit like a crash test dummy, but in such a really good and cool way. Love, a lot of you know, has certainly been a journey for me. It's been my hardest challenge, and it's been full of richness and experience. And I am so blessed to have enjoyed being able to have my heart open to receive new relationships even after narcissistic abuse. So every relationship that I have had since the 2 narcissists in my life has been a wonderful step up for me in many areas. And you may ask what the difference is between decent, caring people who are lovely and being love bombed. I promise you, I know the difference. And the reason I was able to enter a healthier relationship trajectory was because I was different enough to attract and accept this into my life. So my current lovely partner, who I've been with for over a year now, he's a great guy. And from the day I met him, I felt a familiarity, a soft, warm feeling. It was like putting on an old sweater that I adored. It was a feeling like coming home. And it wasn't the high, the anxiety, the blood pumping thrill of hanging out with a narcissist, which, you know, honestly, for many years, I found that quite repulsive. It's not my thing anymore anyway. So in the past leading up to this man, I had still been adamant about not being with a man who was at all love bomby, because I know how narcissistic that can be. And it's quite hilarious because I have to laugh about how the universe says, your wish is my command. And I had been experiencing relationships that were quite unromantic and not really generous because I'd thought, oh, it could be love bomby. So, all right. So what I had decided and I got very clear on before this relationship is I do want romance. I want to feel like a revered woman and a cherished woman. I want to matter as a woman. And, you know, from day one, I received flowers every time my partner picked me up on a date. And he would send me beautiful, thoughtful messages, including poetry. And I was being beautifully romanced. I still am being romanced to this day. And I was totally allowing things to unfold while this happened, while sizing him up healthily, as well as evaluating who I was being in this. And back at the start of this relationship, a dear girlfriend, she said to me, because she knows all about narcissists too, how do you know this isn't love bombing? And my answer was, because if I'm busy and I can't get back to his texts, he waits really respectfully until I do. And if I have other plans and I can't meet up, he's totally understanding with that. So this man was not needy, pushy, demanding, or sulky. He was being a real romantic, steadfast man. He respected my space and he never encroached on it. He didn't play ridiculous. Let's throw caution to the wind in the name of romance games, romance and passion games, which narcissists do. And I was not giving up my life to completely and immediately fall into his arms. As it turned out, he didn't want that either. We took our time through a friendship and a courting process to get to know each other platonically as two whole people seeking another whole partner to share a life with, rather than to self-medicate with or take away our emptiness and our loneliness. So we dated platonically for 3 months before the relationship deepened. And in those 3 months, I watched and waited, as did he. I discovered he was doing exactly the same thing, which is what healthy people do. And the other values I was very clear about included consideration for people in his life and one's word being backed by real action or taking responsibility if not possible. You know, stuff can happen in anybody's life, but about, you know, explanation and being honest about that. He has integrity. He's a really good person at his core. I was clear on what character and kindness looked like. And I was totally prepared to say, okay, so if he isn't it, this has been a beautiful experience in developing a relationship for both of us. And the next man will be even better. And I really believed that with all of my heart. I still do. And if for whatever reason we decide our journey together isn't compatible enough or it's not what we really want anymore, then that would all be totally okay too. But right now it is. It's wonderful. So let's have a look at the only relationship that creates all others. I know there's a lot going on in this episode and I hope that it can truly and deeply help you. You know I am always banging on about the inner work, and that's because I know without it, after narcissistic abuse, just how hard it is to heal our fractured relationship with ourselves and life, let alone be powerful, solid and wise enough to engage in healthy relationships with a non-narcissistic intimate other. What I love about truly cleaning up the relationship that we have with ourselves and feeling whole and satisfied in our own body and in our own life is that we are no longer dependent and needy on relationships. As they say, hungry people make the worst shoppers. They put junk in their trolley. We have to get beyond that. So that is when we are totally free, when we've done the inner work enough to choose and engage in relationships that are healthy and walk away from ones that aren't. And I can't tell you what a relief it is to get there. And I know it will be for you too. So if it's time for you to put an end to the narcissistic madness and the fear, please click the link at the top right of this video to start your trek on your true love path today. And I promise you, progress and results will be easier and faster than what you have ever thought. It is so not true that you need years or decades of therapy to sort this stuff out. Truly. And if you want to see more of my videos, I'd love you to subscribe so that you'll be notified as soon as each new one is released. And if you liked this, click like. Also, please share with your communities or people that you know are struggling in love so that we can help people awaken to these powerful inner truths. And as always, I'm greatly looking forward to answering your comments and your questions below, as well as seeing the results of those 10 questions for you. So until the next one, keep smiling and keep healing, keep thriving. There's nothing else to do. Lots of love. Bye-bye.